What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Alonjay. I know I look bummy right now. I just went walking with my auntie. It is 7 in the morning. We left out at 6:30 in the morning. Anyway, but welcome to part 2 of my story. So March was a very eventful month for us. Yeah, so I get a call on my phone March 1st. And guess who I get a call from? It's Mariah, his little cousin. So I'm like, Mariah, why is Mariah calling me? You know, I'm thinking she don't want nothing important. She just, calling me, to talk about, nothing. What can a 9-year-old possibly call you about on a Sunday? Nothing, right? About nothing. I wasn't going to answer, but I'm glad I did. So I answered the phone. And I was like, hello? And she's like, hello. I said, hey, Mariah. She said, hey. I said, what you doing? And she was like, nothing much. I said, oh, okay, so what's up? She was like, Chad brought that girl over here again, and she spent the night again, and it's the same one I told you about, too. I said, really? She said, yeah. And I said, and you said, I started describing the girl to her. I said, you said the girl looked like X, Y, and Z, right? She said, yeah. She said, yep, that's her. So then I was like, wow. And then, she was telling me that he had a white girl over the week before. And I'm like, a white girl? She said, I know, right? So then she was like, it was just a lot, guys. But yeah, she just spilled all the tea to me. All the tea. Told me. I was like, and how many times you say this girl come up? She said 3 times a week. I said 3 times a week. She's like, uh-huh. So I was like, is this girl light skin or dark skin? She said she's dark. And I had to pause for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. Chad's made it known that he doesn't like dark skins because he said that, they give off bad vibes to him, that he only like light skins or my complexion and under. And so I'm like, is this little girl lying? I was like, but why would she lie? What little girl makes up a descriptive So then I was like, oh, where are they now? And she said, they went to the car. I said, oh, okay. So then I was like, thank you, Mariah. Let me call you back. I hung up and I was just, I was mad. I was hot. I was real hot. So yeah, so I was mad and oh my gosh, I was really mad. I was calling some of my family and friends to tell them about it because I was just pissed. And I was like, guess who called me? Mariah called me, and guess what she told me, And it's just I got frustrated at one point when I was talking to one of my friends. I started crying, bro. I started just crying. I'm tired of shit. Why can't he just act right? Bro, I couldn't. I just broke down a little bit because I'm like, bro, what do I do? What did I do to deserve this, So I kept contemplating if I wanted to confront him about the issue or not. People kept telling me, you got to say something. I'm like, but I don't want to get Mariah in trouble. And they were like, man, forget that little girl. They was like, she told you for a reason. I was like, I didn't want to get her in trouble. That's the first person I thought about. Usually people wouldn't think about the next person. They would just do it. Just do it regardless if the person got in trouble or not. But me, I'm different. I don't like causing trouble. And I don't like causing conflict. I just was contemplating the rest of the day. I'm like, should I confront him? Should I just leave it alone? But now I'm like, this is the last straw. I need to say something. So what I did was, and keep in mind, me and Chad, we talked that whole day. And I acted like nothing happened. She didn't tell me nothing. We talked the whole day, acted like nothing happened. Oh, it looked like I got dimples. I do not have dimples, y'all, I promise. I don't know what to call these. So, instead of just going to him, confronting him first, I was like, okay, let me just simply ask for Mariah's permission first before, I go about things the way I want to. So, I asked her, I was like, do you mind if I bring it up to Chad that you told me? If you do, I won't say anything. She was like, no, she don't mind. So I'm okay.
When she said she doesn't mind, that's how I should have knew she was not lying. That's the key thing. Because, like, okay, if she was lying, she would have been like, oh, no, don't tell him, you know. Like, she would have been scared. But no, this girl wasn't scared. She just said, no, I don't mind. You could tell him. So, what I do? I call him. Keep in mind, guys, we would never, and this is so weird, we would never get on the phone. Because every time we get on the phone, he would act so awkward. So, you know, and even when I would call, like, sometimes he wouldn't answer, so I would just choose not to call. He would never call me, ever. I mean, he's probably called me, like, maybe once or twice, but it wasn't just the old talk, see how I was doing. It was more like, okay, he wanted something. So I called, and he had sounded like he had just woke up from a nap or something, and, you know, I was just making regular convo, like, you know, how was your day? Like, you know, what you doing? And he was like, oh, it was fine. You know, nothing in my room. You know, not really engaging in conversation, right? So I was like, so I got a question, and I don't want to argue. I made that clear. I was calm and nice about it. I said, I don't want to argue. I got a question for you. And he was like, okay, what's up? I heard that, you know, you had a girl over there, and she spent the night. And he was like, wait, what'd you say? And I was like, I was told that you had a girl over there and she spent the night, and I wanted to see if that's true, you know. I said exactly how I'm saying it to y'all. I said exactly like that. Probably a little nicer. And it was silent for a minute. Like, I want to say a good 5 seconds. A good 5 seconds. And he was like, what you talk about? This is when I got just a little loud. Not too loud, just a little loud. I was like, so Mariah called me and told me that a girl was over there and she spent the night. And she got green hair and she has a nose piercing. And he was like, and you believe her? I said, well, no, not fully, because that's why I'm calling you, to see if it's true. Of course, guys, this manipulative person turns it back on me. This some BS. This is why I don't introduce people to my family so quick, because stuff like this happens. And you really believe the little girl? She's a little girl, bro. Why are you even talking to her? What do y'all talk about? La 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 la. This is why nobody else ain't meeting my mom and my siblings. Keep in mind, I never met them. He claims that 2 girls out of all the girls he dated have met his mom and his siblings, because they live like 6 hours away from here. But yeah, so he was just going off, just saying a lot. I'm like, so it's not true. Then when I said that, he got loud with me. No. You should trust me when I tell you something the first time. And like, bro, I'm just asking a question. I'm like, okay, Chad, you need to calm down, because I'm not raising my voice at you, so do not raise your voice at me. And that's when he kind of calmed down a little bit. Telling me he feel like spazzing, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in his life. You know, guys, just giving me a little sob story. Oh, eventually, you know, he calms down, and he was like, you know, can I text you? I said, yeah, go ahead. You can text me. I hung up. Let me be the first to confess this. I was really serious about this person. And, you know, I really do feel stupid for this. But you know what? This is my channel. I'm giving y'all the tea. So let me throw it out, though. I really cared about this person. I really loved this person. And I spent a lot of time, energy, and money on this person. Yep, money. Anything you needed, I got. Anything. Whether it was food, whether it was gas money, weed, anything, okay, y'all? Anything. I got it. And it's only because he used to always give me these little sob stories about his life. Like, I felt bad for him, you know? Because, like, certain things he would tell me about in his life, like I said, he would always be depressed, like, about things in life that I'm, of course, not going to state on here. But he used to, you know, he used to make it seem like his life was miserable, like he had a lot going on. So I was okay. Let me try to make things easier for him. Let me try to be there. Let me try to be a friend and a lover, you know? And that's what I was doing. But yeah, I've spent a lot on this guy, and you know, it's like, I guess he felt like, okay, she keep giving, so let me keep asking. So it's like, man, Uber Eats and DoorDash almost every day. If you needed weed, I give him the money for that. Or yeah, like it was so much, yeah. It was so much. And of course I'm not proud of it. That's the first time I ever did that for a guy. But like I said, I just cared about him and I really wanted to help him out. Anyway, but I want to say the one thing that I did that was very special for him was, okay, so his birthday. I gave him his birthday present probably like 3 weeks prior to his birthday, because I thought for his birthday he wasn't going to be in Chicago. He was going to go to Cali, because that's what he said, right? And go visit his mom and his siblings, but I guess that didn't happen, of course. But anyway, so for his birthday, I gave him a pendant with him and his dead homie picture on it. And I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna cross the picture out, of course, because I don't want to expose anybody. But yeah, so I did that. That was one special thing I did for him, and he, of course, he loved it. He wore it. Posted on Snapchat a couple of times. Never gave me my credit for it, but he definitely posted it. So there was also one point in time, and this was after. This was probably 2 days after I gave him this pendant. So we weren't Snapchat friends for a good minute. We were just Facebook friends and friends on Instagram, but we were never Snap friends. But his Snapchat was always public. So if you searched up his name, you could see his Snap. So that's what I used to do, because it's like, I felt like if I added him, he would, you know, try to block me from seeing certain things. And I didn't want that. I wanted to see the raw material. So, you know, 2 days after I gave him that pendant for his birthday, he posted on Snap, "I've been due for a raw chick." And I was confused. I'm like, no. Like, does he mean like it's overdue, like he got one and it's overdue? Or do he mean that he needs one, he deserves one? Like he don't got one, he needs one. So, you know, I'm asking people, I'm like, if somebody says this, what does this mean? And they were saying, you know, he want one. He want a girlfriend, or he wants some, you know, he want a raw chick. Exactly what it says. So I'm like, okay. At this point, I got angry, because I'm like, okay, I've done X, Y, and Z for you. I've showed you that I've cared. I've did this, I've did that, and I'm still not good enough for you? I'm still not good enough for you. You say you want love. You say you want somebody to care about you. You say you want this. You say you want that. I give that to you, and I'm still not good enough for you. I'm just somebody you could just use, right? Somebody that you could just depend on, like I'm your mama or something, right? So, usually I don't, you know, go off. You know, I'm a real nice, real laid back, real easygoing person. So, you know, I sent him a voice message. My hair looks so weird. And so I had sent him a voice message, and I was like, you know, I've been this nice and kind girl to you, and for some reason you still keep taking that for granted. I'm like, I had to lie. I was like, so I got people coming to me telling me that you say you've been due for a raw chick. Like, are you serious, bro? I'm like, that's how you feel? So I haven't been this raw chick for you. I haven't been good enough for you. So then, you know, of course, it's my fault, guys. It's my fault. I really can't remember everything, because we were sending voice messages. We weren't texting. We were sending voice messages back and forth. Back and forth, we were sending voice messages. I forgot all that was said. He was just like, I didn't mean it like that. The post was about you. I wasn't saying that I needed a raw chick. I was saying that the one that I do have is the one I hope is the one that I've been due for. Anyway, so we just going back and forth, blah, blah. And like, of course, every time we get into argument, he would always be like, man, I'm thinking about just not talking to nobody for talking to somebody because it always don't end well. I got dreams and goals that I need to focus on, you know. I'm tired of stressing and feeling like an old man. You know, this and that, la, 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 la. You know, man, I wish I could just remember everything that was said. Usually I have a good memory, but this has been like some months back. So it's just like, and I've been talking about this 100 times. So it's like, dang, I really got to try to remember everything. But yeah. So I'm like, are you saying I'm your girl or not? Which one is it? Like, because you saying we're not together, but then you said the post was about me. So which one is it? Because this is not balancing. This is really not making sense. So I guess that was his way of giving me a last chance to act right? So after the argument, you know, I was just like, you know, because he was like, I feel like you just do things just for me to cuff you. And I was like, that's not my intentions at all. It's just that I don't appreciate, you know, you saying all this stuff like I'm not existent in your life or something, you know? But I was like, you know what? Of course, I'm the one that apologized. Sorry if I offended you. That wasn't my intentions, blah, blah, blah. He didn't reply for like a good 9 hours. And then later on that day, he asked me, can I get him some food? I think that's how all our arguments would end. He would always just ask me, oh, can you give me some food? Or can you give me this? Can you give me that? That's how all our arguments would end. And that's just funny to me. Another story. So I want to say this happened probably a few weeks after. Probably not even weeks. Probably, like a week after. I went to school that day. And then I went to sleep. I woke up from my nap and he was like, you know, can you get something for me? I yawned, guys, by the way. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I yawned. But, yeah, so he was just like, you know, can you get something for me? And, like, you know what I mean? You know, like I said, anything he needed, I got up. Whatever he needed, I got it. Always in the mood to see him. If I had the worst day of my life, I still wanted to see him. I just loved being around him. But he told me he wanted to be alone. But I'm like, when I come, I gotta stay for a little bit because, if my mom sees me leave, she's going to, you know, think something happened if I came back right after I left you. And he said, okay, well, you can stay for a little bit, that's fine. I get there, you know, we watching something on Netflix. He not really paying attention to me, acting like I'm not there, right? So I'm thinking like, dang, I might as well just go home. You know, like this, you know, ain't really worth shit. He acting like I'm not here. He's not acknowledging me. He's not, you know, like, okay, you weren't in the mood to see me, but you were in the mood for me to give you your little gas or whatever. He got up, went to the kitchen, and he come back in the room. He was like, you know, can you basically get my little cousin, Mariah, some McDonald's? And I like the little girl, so I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, like, I liked her. I didn't see a problem with it. I was like, okay, that's cool. Oh, he was like, I'm gonna pay you back for it. And I was like, no, we good. You don't need to pay me back. Because I like the little girl. I didn't want him to pay me back, you know? So I ordered it. And he said, how much was it? I said, we're good. You don't need to pay me back, you know? And then he asked me again, and I told him the price. And then so he was like, okay, right? So then the food comes, I give it to Mariah, and I don't know. it's like his mood kind of changed even more. I don't know. So I was clueless at this time. I just thought, okay, he just in his little moods, whatever. So this nigga basically kicked me out of his fucking house, bro. Like, it was like, cause usually cause my curfew is 12. Yes, I have a curfew, guys. I usually stay until probably like, the latest is 11:30. I stay until probably like 11:30, that's it. So, it was like, I want to say 10:27 to be exact. And he was like, can you like call your Uber now? And I was like, yeah. Shit, yeah, okay. So, called Uber, waiting for us to get there. And then when it gets there, every time we leave each other, we give each other a kiss and then I leave. That's it. Just a peck and I leave. So this time, when I was gonna leave, he wasn't reaching in for a kiss. So then, he gave me a hug, but it was a phony hug. And then I didn't see him leaning for a kiss. So I'm like, give me a kiss. He scratched the back of his head. He started talking real low. He was like, I don't feel like I ain't in the mood for kissing today. So I'm like, oh, okay. Left out, went on my Uber. He closed the door. So then I get home. Text him, I said, I'm home. He said, okay, good. I was like, so what was that about? And he was like, I just wasn't in the mood to kiss. I didn't feel like it. And I'm like, but you do it every other time. So what was the problem this time? So he gonna catch an attitude with me. Didn't I tell you before you came that I wanted to be left alone, that I didn't want to be bothered? I'm like, okay, Chad, I get it. He like, look at you making this all about yourself over a funky kiss and da-da-da-da. And I was like, so you wouldn't feel no type of way if I did that to you? Guys, when I tell you, he said this all in caps. This is something I remember word for word. We're not together. I'm not obligated to give you a kiss. Right then and there, I should have left him alone.